Okay, are we live? There goes my kitty. My kitty, she's been wanting attention all night. That's why I'm starting a bit later than I wanted to, because she wanted attention. Hopefully she'll stay a bit quiet now. What is that over there? Oh, it's a flag. Oh, no active thingies. Could do a flyby moon, couldn't we? There's a cat on desk. Where you going, cat? She's going over there. She's going into the window. Fly by the moon. We could just take him out to one of the tugs and just push out the tug out to the moon and back, couldn't we? Since my cat's not on the buffet, I can stretch out. Cat on desk. Where do you want to go? Where are you going? There's a cat on desk. She's stood by the... Oh, what are you doing? She's sitting on the keyboard. Come on. Hang on. Alright, let me try and keep my cat occupied a second. Maybe I'll give her a treat or something. Do you want some treats? Okay, I loaded up a biscuit bowl with cat biscuits, dreamies. So let's get comfortable on my chair and then we can go back to Kerbal. Right, I gotta sit awkwardly on my chair now, just in case she goes onto the buffet under my desk. Right. Do the Kerbals make a difference to the weight? You know, we could have like a third statistic about the Kerbal, and that's how much they weigh. Stick an engineer aboard. Scientist, just in case. And we need a pilot. And then we need a tourist. Here we go. Where's Brunel? That's one of the names of one of our tugs. That's what I'm looking for. Brunel. I think it's in orbit. Brunel. Oh, it might be at Cafe. Cafe Alpha. It might be at Cafe Alpha. I am just Empty field. Yeah, there's no one chat. Hang on, let me turn off what I was listening to on the other monitor. Yeah, Aptol. No one's been in chat tonight. A bit unusual. Oh, look, I've got the docking port selected as target, and yet it doesn't seem to be in the center, does it? Yeah, we're just doing. We've just taken a tourist to the moon and just around the moon. The tourist is on the tug alone, and then we'll bring them back to Kerbin now. That's what we're aiming for right now. And that's that. Use much fuel. Should we transfer some fuel from there for this? Because you don't need to bring all this fuel back. So we'll top up the tug. Okay, maybe it's taking up a bit too much fuel because need to get fuel back, and we need fuel for cross range when we're approaching the runway. All right, 5, and we'll bring them back. Made a mistake. Did the wrong direction burn? Right, let me just cue something else up to listen to on the other monitor. Right, view. Um, there we go. There. See, perfectly on the runway. It's perfect landing. See, he landed right in the centre of the runway. Perfect. %100% of value. There's the tourist. We don't have any more contracts now. We don't have a lot of money. Let's try and bring something back. I need to work on the wings on the back of this to make it flyable because there's no fuel in it now. It looks like the centre of gravity is still too far back. Yeah, high syntax. Yeah. Hang on, let's pause while I was listening to it on the other monitor. Yeah. It's just, I was just wondering what it takes to make an SSTO glider, aircraft. So I'm just looking at the total delta V meters per second. I'm aiming to get this around for 5,000, so we can at least fly it to orbit and back. And I'm just wondering how much fuel we need. Yeah. I mean, I was going to stop streaming just now, and yeah, 3,700. Yeah, we need to. This is not going to work. I mean, I did do this once before when I had a really big one. Yeah, because what are the size of the wings we're going to have to use to get this back? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, we're still going to have a launch stage, aren't we? So just... I don't know, it's a better engine. We got, was it the Mastodon engine? Use jets too. Yeah, we could use jets, but it just means carrying more. Then we got to stick liquid fuel tanks on it, and then we're carrying the weight of the jet engines to orbit and back. I mean, we can try it. We could just do an experiment. We could just do an experiment with this. Just leave this as it is. Use jets to take off, right? And then fire the droppable fuel tanks with parachutes to deploy. Thing is, I've tried that before, and it's hard to get the fuel tanks and stuff back. But I don't mind having drop tanks and just losing them, like we lose the SRBs. Oh, I tell you what, we'll try it. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. We could try. What are we going to do here? What are we doing? Going to do a delta? SRBs on the plane. You could stick SRBs on it. Yeah, you could just stick SRBs on it. I accidentally clicked off. Sorry. There you go. Let's see. Move that up. Where's that big delta we had? I mean, I have tried doing aircraft like this before, but not for a few years. But they weren't very successful when I tried to do aircraft like this. Something that could get into orbit. Is that wing good enough? I'm just wondering if it's a bit big, if that wing's a bit big. Yeah, that fin's a bit big. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous. So take that so it only does yaw and pitch and doesn't do roll. I was just doing a basic space plane. We couldn't call this P121. I believe 121 is the next number. Save. Moving surfaces. Is that the biggest one? I've got those. I hardly use these. Might be able to use an aerospike engine because toroidal aerospike was developed recently. Yeah, you can. Aerospike engines have actually been used, haven't they? They have been used on suborbital rockets and things. Yeah, I would use the aerospike. Yeah, the aerospike is one we can. There it is. There it is. There. Yeah, we can use that. We can use that. I don't know what its advantages though. I don't know what sort of scenarios it would be used operationally, but I'm sure there's been suborbital rockets actually flown and used with an aerospike engine like that. No, until you mentioned it, I forgot that it even existed. Yeah, increased efficiency. Yeah, they are efficient. I mean, what's it say? Thrust, isn't it like a low thrust or something, and then high efficiency? Well, a vacuum is 180, and I mean, compare it with Thud, that's right next to it, is 120, and Cheetah is 125, so it is better than that. So it's lower than the Reliance and Swivel, as in thrust, and what are we looking for? ISP. ISP 290. Specific impulse. Yeah, in a vacuum is 340. So what's the equivalent of that? Oh, it's better than the Reliant. Better than Swivel. Skiff. I don't think I've used a skiff, have I? 330. What was it? 340. 340, yeah. Poodle. The Poodle betters it. Interesting. It's interesting. Maybe we could build something sometime and see and have a go at using it. So it's the shape on the ground, the shadow. Right, Where's aero surfaces? Only in Kerbal Space Program where a Saturn V engine is used on a plane. Oh yeah, on a plane. Yeah, so only in Kerbal Space Program you can see that. That big control surface is bothering me. Maybe it's got more pitch authority. Still need a landing gear. We didn't even check the center of mass. Center of mass. Right, and make sure it's without any fuel in it. Get rid of the monoprop. Get rid of the fuel oxidizer. Get rid of the fuel oxidizer. Get rid of the fuel and oxidizer. Get rid of the fuel and oxidizer. So the center of mass is way back there. So the center of... Oh, we need to move the wings further back. Because it'll be uncontrollable if we had no fuel in it. Let's save it anyway. So now you've got this clipping problem of the wings outside of the... Could just get rid of the whole back end. What are we looking for? Fuel tanks. Where's the double one? And then get rid of the fuel oxidizer in that. What's the best engines to go on there then? Probably be the vectors, would it? Get your head out the gutter. There's no other options, is there? Does seem ridiculous having the wings way back there, doesn't it? Why does the bicoupler look like a pair of shorts? It does look like a pair of shorts. I mean, it could look like other things if you're a bit creative, but yeah, look, it's got two little eyes and a little face, it's a little mouth. It looks a bit ridiculous with the wings all the way at the back, but then if you came in with no fuel, this is how you'd have to land it. I mean, the centre of mass is right. Oh, the centre of mass is up there. Oh, I have to reset it. Okay, right, okay. Alright. Let's do that. Okay, let's fix that now. Right, centre of mass. Click it a few times. Right, there we go. Add canards. Why do we need canards? Why do we need canards? I think you need canards if you have a specific reason for it. I mean, could add them. We could add them. That would, yeah, that would move the central pressure forward a little bit, wouldn't it? More lift in the front. But I think as long as the central pressure is fine, it doesn't really matter. Without it looking ugly, yeah. Because, I mean, hang on, if we... Oh, these are already full of fuel. Oh, look, that one's still full of fuel, that's why. Right. See, now we've got all... So if this is right, if we got the fuel removed, that's what the centre of pressure and centre of mass looks like with the fuel removed on a prop. So that's the centre of pressure. See, there's not a huge difference there, so I think we'll move this back. What canards could do is give us more pitch authority, because the elevons here are quite close to the centre of mass, but they'd have more authority the further they are away. So either we have surfaces right back here or surfaces at the front. Right, I want to move that further back a bit. Remember, if we stick vertical surfaces at the back, surfaces at the back, it's gonna. It's not like we need. Do we need a rudder anyway? What's the smallest bloody rudder we can have? What's the smallest rudder? Well, that one just doesn't have much authority. This one. More control surfaces. Whoa. Just adds drag. Right. So I can... There you go. There's your canards. Let's move the centre of pressure forward a bit. Still got to stick gear on this yet. Still got to stick landing gear. Stick some landing gear on this. Yeah, the idea earlier I was going to have is because when you suggested jet engines, I was wondering if we could stick a jet engine on a jettisonable pylon and have the jet engine with its own liquid fuel, and it just gets jettisoned and we don't need it. Let's stick some gear on. Let's stick some gear on there. So the gear has to be between the center of pressure, the aero center, and the center of mass, isn't it? So good enough. Remember, this is when the fuel is empty. Right, stick a nose gear on it. Just a nose gear. Okay. Save. Where are those pylons? Is it? Where are those jettisonable pylons? Where is a jettisonable pylon? I don't know where it is. Can't see it there. Maybe somewhere else. Utility. Payload? No. Coupling. It's gotta be in here. No, it's not there. I can't see it. Maybe I missed it. Just fuel tanks. Oh, I can't see it. Because I've used them. I'm sure I've used them. We can't have a high mass. What's that? Sure, I've used them. Oh, see, where are they? There, these things. Small hard bite, structural pylon, small hard point, designed to fit against fuselage of the whole bodies. Small variant mostly used for small ranges. Comes equipped with emergency bolts to separate jet engines in the event of fire. That's the one. And I think this one you can't separate, is it? Oh yeah, they can both separate. So you've got a larger one and a smaller one. Let's have a smaller one. Right. Can you disable crossfeed? Enable cross. Oh, it's already disabled anyway. Right, let's grab a little fuel tank. Just the little ones. Where's the air intakes now? Structural aerodynamics. There we go. We've got a fuel tank there. So if we do that, then fuel delivery is just that. Okay. Yeah, that's when you mentioned jet engines earlier. This is what I thought about. You know, like have these jet engines just to get it airborne, and then we fire the rockets in the air. Should we give it a go? Without Kerbals aboard? Save. Well, what's the worst that can happen? We got more than 1 million, haven't we? So we can start taking risks with our experiments. What's the money? Where do you see our money? Our money's down here. Over 104. 1,047. 1,047,002. Okay. Let's launch it. See what happens. Make sure to add antennas. That's a good idea. You know what? That's a good idea. In fact, that's a brilliant idea. Such a brilliant idea. I'm going to stand up and adjust the cushions on my chair. Yeah, thank you, Syntax. Yeah, we need to add antennas. I'll just turn my light on so I can see my cat. Oh, yeah. And it's got no fuel in it anyway. Got no fuel in. And solar panels. We could add solar panels or electric, you know, like power or. I mean, this won't make it to orbit. We're just going to test it. So, what's the time? What's the time? It's 1:53. What are we going to do? Communications. Communications. Goes to communication area there. Boop. Solar panel electricals. Electricals. At least on one solar panel in case in case things go wrong. I mean, this should be okay with power, isn't it? It's got 150 electric charge, and that's got electric charge as well. We don't need any monoprop. Let's fill it with fuel. Save. Make sure there's no Kerbals in there. Launch. We should have checked the centre of mass as well before we launched it, just in case the centre of mass and the centre of pressure is out of alignment when it's full of fuel, because we did build it without fuel in it. Right. Yeah, the gear will have to be moved back a touch. Gear will have to be moved back a touch. Just a bit. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, we'll do this test flight. I might have to go and have a rest. I've had a long day. I've been asleep once already after I went out. A long day. If I went back into education, would it be possible to make enough money from live streaming to fund education and fund life? Just if I go back into education, does anyone got any feedback on that? Is that a good idea? Try that. I didn't want that to be work in roll. I didn't want that to work in roll. That doesn't need to work in roll. That doesn't need to work in yaw either. Just pitch. Save. Save. No Kerbals aboard. Launch. I could come up with more designs for Red Bubble, couldn't I? Rather than just my drawings. I did try to think of some the other day. There we go. That gear may have to go back a little bit further. Okay, put some trim on it. We'll look down here and we'll put some trim. Just trim. 5. Right. So these little jet engines got enough to even get this moving. Remember, it's heavy. Remember, if we hit space again, if we hit space again, the jet engines are gonna get. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. There's too much trim. That's not good. All right. Start again. Right, brake. Come on. All right. Back to the drawing board. Or at least back to the hangar. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm a bit hungry. I'm a bit tired. I am getting to the point where I just want to put my feet up and watch some videos. Right. What I'm going to do, move the gear slightly back. At least try and get a test flight out of this. Just making sure the gear doors aren't clipping anything, because that's something that just bothers me. What else did we need? Bump stop. So little tail wheel. Concorde style tail wheel. Yeah, the first two prototype Concords had a little retractable skid on the tail to prevent tail strikes. The production ones, the second two prototypes on all production aircraft, actually had little wheels that retract on the tail plane, on the back end. If anyone's interested. Is that it? Watch. Hang on, I'm just checking whether the fund script is working. It is working. The fund script is working. I'm just looking at syntax's name, and you've got Python in your name, and I just couldn't remember whether I started the funds script, the funds picture script. I did, so yeah. Right, put a little bit of trim on it, not so much this time. Right, F5, in case we need it. Take the brake off. Throttle the engines up. Now 40 meters per second, 45, right, it's starting to rotate, 50, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 60, oh, we're rotating, 63, don't take out the flag. Oh, there we go, we're airborne. Oh, speed's going down, not up. I was hoping we could at least get to altitude. You know. I'm lowering trim to try and increase speed. I'm essentially flying it on trim at the moment. 61. 62. Sorry, I'm scratching my base and it's coming out on the microphone. 50. was hoping we'd get more speed on this and at least do a circuit with it when it's fully fueled. So if we hit space now, the engine's going to get jettisoned. Oh, they're still running. There you go. It's more like it. It does have the silhouette of some sort of sci-fi fighter, doesn't it? Fighter jet. Oh, those exhausts look really nice, don't they? The waterfall effects. Don't panic and flare too early. Gear out, get some drag. Yeah, still flaring too early. Slow down a bit more. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Otherwise we'll have to go around. Come on, slow down. No, off the end. Don't run over the flag. Alright, okay. Oh. Okay then. Recover vessel. Yeah, I'm hungry and I'm tired, so I think I might go and take a rest. We've only done a 2-hour stream this evening. We've only done a 2-hour stream. And we usually go on for longer than this, but I'm tired and hungry. Yeah, I mean, I'm seriously considering going back into full-time education, and I would need funding. I would need a bit of funding, so I am considering But if I was going to take live streaming more serious, I'd have to take it more seriously, you know, and do more of it and talk all the time. I mean, could I do it? I don't know. Maybe if we had a successful SSTO, it might attract. But then he was even working on that thing. Yeah, I was asking some questions on Discord about how we're not able to refuel that on the ground. So I'm going to have to find out some more and do some more research, maybe some experiments. Okay, I think we're going to leave it there. We've been streaming for 2 hours, 3 minutes and 16 seconds, and it's currently 2:11 in the morning. So, yeah, good night, good morning. Oh yeah, thank you for dropping in. Who chatted? I should mention that Aptol and syntax error Python. Aptol was the only chatters this evening. Right, thank you and.